In this tutorial in Photoshop Elements, I'd like to show you how to create a three-dimensional looking banner. This is something I often use when I want to put a banner on a movie in what's called the lower thirds. It's the kind of place where you would scroll someone's name or a job title. But you might want to use this in another situation. Let me show you how to create one. I'm going to click on the File menu in Photoshop Elements. I'm using version 11 here, and click on New, Blank File. You could also use Control N. And let's make it, for our sake, let's make it 1,000 pixels wide and 80 pixels tall. And I'll click on OK. I'm in the expert mode, by the way, and that's important. So let's say I want to create this area and I want to use a gradient tool. That's what I'll be using. I'll click on my gradient tool and it gives me an edit option. Let's just go to a simple gradient here that it starts with black changing to white. Now when you're looking at the gradient tool, the bottom boxes give you the color, and when you click on the color stop, here's the color and here's the location. You also see a box up here for the opacity, which is how dense it is, how transparent it is. 100 means it's not transparent at all. And over here, when I click on this one, this is 100% as well white. So there is no opacity in this particular default presentation. So I'll click on OK, and now when I look below the box, it goes from black to white in a gradient. In order to apply a gradient to an object, what you need to do is take the mouse after you've clicked on the tool, hold it down and draw, and let go. Now you notice it's not the same across one side as it is in the other because my line was not perfectly vertical. Let me show you. I do Control Z to undo that. And let's try one here where we intentionally make sure it's uniform. So we try to go straight, vertical, let go, and now you see it's uniform. This adds a little bit more of a sense of shape to the object, but let me show you how to do it in an even more dramatic way. And I'll do Control Z to undo that. We'll click on Edit again, and we're going to create something different. Let's say we have, this is black over here, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to take this one here and color pick. I will color pick the black that we had before. Now it's solid black. I'll click down below the bar and create another color stop, and this time I'll use a different color. Let's use white. Now a pure white would be all F's, so I'm going to go into the pound box at the bottom and type FFF, FFF, and I get a pure white. Click on OK. And I notice this also is 6% in from the edge, this particular marker. So I'm going to create another marker, another stop over here, and I want it at 94% to make it uniform, and that's also white. Now let's say we want a different color. I'm going to create another color stop over here, and I will now that it's selected, you see the little grayer area pointing to the bar. I'll click on the color area and let's choose something in a bit of a blue here, like this one. I'll click on OK. So there's one color stop, and I notice it's at 12%. So I'm going to create another one. It should be at 88%, and it picked up the last one. Now let's take one in the middle. And I clicked on that, but I want this to be a little bit lighter. Let's just move it over here and click on OK. Now I have, and we can do this all day long if you want to. If you want to save what you've done and add it to the selection up here, you just go to the name box, You pick a name, I'll call it blue stuff for fun, and click on Add to Preset. And now it happens to be added. I'll click on OK. But right now, what I had there is what I see here. This is my new gradient. So if I take my gradient and I take my mouse and I hold it and I try to create a vertical as possible and let go. Now that was almost vertical. You'll often run into that. Let me try it one more time here. And here I have something that begins to look a little bit three-dimensional. If I'm going to type text on it, it will actually start to show a little bit of a flavor, like it bumps out in the middle. So it's a nice way to create a different kind of look in a bar for a title or another use in Photoshop Elements, in this case version 11.